All right, so first thing you want to do is clear everything out of the way. And again, you can go to your, see, this is for the wall. And sometimes you got to mix it up and put a little cellophane. I don't know if I'm getting in the frame there. A little cellophane and a rubber band around it, and mix it occasionally. Your apartment complex will be glad to give you, matching bathroom wall and ceiling, whatever the colors they have are, as long as you provide the jars, because that's less business for them. See. All right, so here's what I did. Take a board. This is actually my balance board. I don't know if you've seen a video of that, but it's my balance board I use for practicing my skateboarding maneuvers. I don't kick flip or, pop shove it in here because that would be disastrous and loud for the neighbors. But I do practice my balance and, you know, different stuff. So I'm going to hold this board with this dampened towel right here like that. See, brains. Now I couldn't find my sanding sponge. I wanted to show you like how nicely and easily it works. And I hope this sandpaper isn't too fine, but I got a very flat block of, that pressed board, cardboard, whatever, MDF. I don't want to call it MDF. It's actually very dense, but this is just fine sandpaper. Should be sufficient. I hope it works. I'll find out the hard way. Hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it around like that. So there I go. And I'm not going to do any edges. I'm just going to go like this and, get it flat. And it's not going to be perfect. There might be a few tiny craters like the moon, but sometimes imperfection is beauty. Yeah, right. Sounds like a good excuse. All right, so I'll hold that dampened rag like this, as close to my work as I'm going to do. Maybe I'll start up a little higher. Hopefully this is not too wet still. But I did do a second coat, but I hope it's not too wet. But I'm just nice and easy so don't spread. Oh yeah, it's cutting right there. So don't spread sheetrock dust, or spackle dust rather. See, it's working. I don't know if you can see me. I'm looking to see if you can see me in the frame there. But, and just don't go wild. Don't lean into your work. Keep the block flat. It doesn't have to be perfect. It should be flat because the eye will pick up a hump. If you sit there and feather all the edges, the eye will pick that up. But the eye across the room with a semi-gloss or a flat or an eggshell paint or satin paint is not going to pick up all the divots as much as it will a swale. So that's why this is spackled so wide for two tiny holes. See? And I am putting a little pressure on this side over here because it's, way out on the edge and, it's not going to swell as much. I'm putting a little bit of pressure on there, but I'm not tipping the block. I'm keeping it flat. See, that's the other thing about this heavy compound, besides that it's better and stronger and holds, more water in it. Whilst it shrinks back, it's stronger, is that sanding it's heavier and it tends to fall straight down instead of, becoming air particulates like the lightweight stuff does. So that's not that I make holes in the wall every day, but and mind you, as big as this is, the hole was only like little tick marks, and the one that I showed you that I made on purpose. So not a big deal. But yeah, you have to spackle a wider area to make it clean. If you use tape, which I did, which was my paper bag. Now, see, I'll come down. You can see all the line of that stuff right there. None of it is on the floor. And I'm tipping my board down a little. So, now I'm not smearing on the wall all of that, dampened wallboard mud. So now, you know what? I changed my mind. I think I will push it back up like that, just to keep it from falling down into the crack. All right. Now, I'm going to show you just how beautifully smooth this is. Sorry, Jake. I almost hit Jake with the sandpaper. Oops. Now, keeping all my, I'll show you, there's very little on the floor. So this idea is, this is rocket genius. All right, clean my hand off here. Tip it very carefully. Bring the towel up around like this. See how much nonsense I've captured here? See? Now, hold on one second. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna tap this outside. I'm gonna set it down for now. Very gingerly, so don't make a mess. I'm gonna fold this towel over. And I've got a little bit of stuff to clean up here on my board because the towel wasn't long enough. You could use a bigger towel. And you do want to rinse the towel out and get that nonsense off of there so it doesn't stain your towel. Because it would probably have some, I don't know, like, cutting agent like lye or something in it maybe. It's gypsum. I don't know what it's made out of exactly. It's made from the earth. So there you go. All dust is clean. Nothing up my sleeve. Move my balance board out of the way. And there's a little bit of residue on the wall here, which I'm going to very gingerly capture like this. All right. There you go. All captured. All safe. Not in the air. Not anywhere else. And I'm just going to very lightly, not much because I don't want to smear how smooth I've made this. I'm just going to very lightly, that's it. I'm not going to rub it in, except here, and here, and here. Oh, and there. I'm just kidding. All right. Actually, I'm not, but there is a little right there. But, sometimes, like, imperfection is cool, right? That's not an excuse. It is cool. I mean, I used to sit for, I'd be like, oh, no, I have to spackle that again. But imperfection is cool. Well, I like it. Like music, right? All right, that's good. Stop touching it, right? That's my problem. All right, I'll show you the floor here. See, there's just like a few speckles here and there, which is not a problem. It's not going to kill my vacuum to vacuum up those few speckles. Everything's caught in this rag. That I'm going to take outside and tap out. And then here is, let's see if I can, I don't know if I turn on the light. If that makes a difference. No, it's better without the light, I think. So, where is it here? Hard to see because everything looks pale white, Trying to get the lighting on the camera right. That's it. It's smooth. Now, what you want to do, or what I want to do, what one wants to do, one wants to prime this. In which case, I don't have any primer, so I'm just going to do 2 coats or 3 coats of the wall paint. And you should have a good brush that has nice bristles. And keep it clean and take care of it and don't run paint up into it. You always want to rinse down and, you could do that and make sure you get the paint out of it, but don't run the paint up into it because then, gradually it hardens and hardens and hardens until you've got very little action left. So you want to keep a good brush. And then after it's dry, I always keep the sleeve or the packaging to put it in. This is a cheaper brush. Actually, nothing is cheap. People died so I could have this brush. That's the thankful heart, right? Thank you for your service. Thank you for not murdering and killing and slaying people and making paintbrushes and guitars. So sometimes a bristle or 2 will come out of this and I'll just have to get it out of the way. But, this brush was like $3 at Walmart. And it's good bristles. Feel the bristles and make sure they're good ones. Hear that? That's nice. So the reason for that is when I'm painting, instead of leaving brush strokes, I can, you know, feather out my brush strokes and they'll actually disappear. Right here, Bob Ross. So anyway, that's it. And I'm going to prime it with my paint that your office or maintenance people will gladly give you if you have jars. Say I need a little touch-up paint. Here's 3 jars. I need the primer. I need the touch-up paint for the bathroom paint, which is a semi-gloss, or not usually gloss, semi-gloss. I need the regular wall paint and or the ceiling paint and or primer. I didn't get primer because this is a flat finish, and or what they call eggshell. It's more flat, honestly, but I'm just going to prime it with the paint, and then I'll put 2 more coats of paint, and chances are, you know, I will be able to detect it, but no one else will. So I'll show you, and no offense to the maintenance guys, but this is a patch that someone else did. Maybe the person who lived here previously. Well, I don't know if you can see it. Let me turn the camera. Oops. It's hard to hold this stand. You know, and this one was not sanded. And from around the room, nobody sees it. So how much more so when you sand and you make it smooth like that? That's beautiful. And, you know, I can feel a little swale there, but no one is going to know that it's there. It's going to be beautiful. So anyway, sharing information, very little mess, using a 2x4 or 1x or whatever kind of plank or plywood or whatever you have that's long, a level or a straight edge, with a dampened towel over it. Wring it out. Don't have it soaking wet. Wring it out. And like you saw, I kept it up a little bit whilst I did the top part, and then I lowered it as I needed it, you know, to catch the maximum amount of nonsense. And then there's hardly any on the ground. And very gingerly take that sander and beat it out outdoors with your hand like this, you know, get it off, and then go take a shower because that stuff eats into your skin. It's gross. But so this one, I don't know, so I could tell you what one I used here, DAP, but I'm not into brands. I honestly like if it just says spackling paste, you know, so-and-so spackling paste. But this one's made by DAP, all-purpose spackling paste, not lightweight stuff. This is the heavy stuff. Lots of water in it. And it does shrink, and it pulls, you know, tape holes back, which is why it needs multiple coats, but it's way stronger. And, you know, technically that little divot I made there on purpose, I could have spackled without tape. But the whole reason I did it was, I said after I had done this repair, which did need tape, I said, you know what? I want to show people how to do this, and I should have made a video of it. So that's why I made this little secondary hole, since I was already doing this area. So there you go. And that's how you do it. And there's different size knives. But this knife, which I didn't even need to use because I have such a cool hand, right? Cool hand Machado, was from the dollar store, Dollar Tree to be specific. It's $1.25 because their corporate offices raised everything a quarter. But made for poor people, by poor people, for poor people, whatever I was trying to say. So that, obviously, you can't put that in here. So you would use the other one to get your stuff out and do like I taught you, you know, and put it on there and get it even, and then take the bigger knife and, you know, and then you would have to, you know, clean that knife with another knife or with some type of a flat edge or, you know, flat board or plate that you can clean on. You don't want to use things that are absorbing because it'll absorb the water out of your mud, which, you know, you want that water in the mud. That's what makes it float. You know, but I didn't even need to use this one, so. Whoops, it used to be straight. All right. So I hope that helps you. Sharing information is caring information. You know, fix your own stuff. That's the wet towel and board trick. I hope that helps people. Bye-bye. Have a great day. I miss my children. I miss my many, many children. I don't have pictures or videos of all of them left, but I never had a picture or video of me, by me, with the smallest baby. But Anyway, I miss my children. I'm due for a haircut. I'm starting to look like Huckleberry Hound.